Yeah, week 9, baby. We've waited all season for this moment. Say it with me now. Sean Love, ooh yeah. The king has fallen, the throne's been cracked. Clint came swinging, never looking back. The league went wild, the curse is gone. After all this time, Sean finally lost. Say it again. He lost. Now Clint's the ruler, sitting on top. The rise of a new champion just won't stop. From coast to coast, from phone to phone, we're singing this together in perfect tone. Jay scored high, 1-4-4. Adam fought hard, but he needed more. Still in the hunt, he's not done yet. Playoff dreams he won't forget. Sean Love, oh baby, it feels so right. The number one team fell down tonight. Clint's the king, the league's alive. Week 9 gives those victorious vibes. Baby, say it again. That sweet defeat was heaven sent. We're singing loud, we won't stop. Sean lost, now Clint's on top. We got another belly by a hair. 3 wins now is the comeback. They left points on the bench, yeah, we all saw. But a win's a win, baby, no flaws. Jeremy's close, but he needs that spark. The league believes, let's light that mark. Go on a streak, don't fade away. Jeremy, this is your comeback day. John Cruz, easy, Jake's gone ghost. His team's in shambles, missing the most. John's smiling now, but deep inside, we all know his luck's the road. John, your team still sucks. Ben rolled through, yeah, he made it look clean. Cause Ian's team barely hit the screen. Maybe it's time he finds his fight. Stop, he'll get intense and set that line up right. Josh B. Dez, NASCAR's gone. Now it's football, baby, all season long. Time to focus, it's your turn. Josh, light it up, let the scoreboard burn. Oh baby, it feels so right. The number one king fell hard tonight. Clint took over, we raised that toast. Here's to the one who beat him most. Sean Love, yeah, yeah, yeah. Say it loud from coast to coast. Week 9 magic fill the air. And we don't care. Clint's the king, the king. Jesus scores supreme. We're still alive, alive. Taking Des broken dreams. But I'm singing on. Jeremy, we're begging you, beat Sean. Week 10, baby. The battle of the brothers. Oh, baby, we'll sing it loud. The league's reborn, the crowd's so proud. Clint's our king, Ben's still mean. Jay's the points machine. We'll still fighting, just a lion. Jake's team's crying, he's just trying. But one truth shines above it all. And we stand tall. Yeah. Week 9's done, and the world just feels a little lighter. Clint's the king, Sean lost, and John, your team still sucks.
9 weeks down, gentlemen. Not that much left to go here in the regular season. Let's talk about it, shall we? So, all right, welcome to our Week 10's predictions video. But as you heard from the song there, a lot happened in Week 9 that we definitely want to talk about. The biggest thing, right, is we have a new number 1. Congrats to Clint for being our number 1 team. Well, let's take a few minutes though and recap, what happened throughout Week 9 here. So a few highlights. We all know, right, the biggest thing that we had talked about, we had number 1 versus number 2. We had Clint versus Sean, in a big matchup. And it didn't go as I predicted, but boy, was I glad to get that one wrong because Sean lost, as the song said over and over again. So Sean's still sitting 7-2, though. Can't complain. Great record, but it does make Clint the only team with one loss, 8-1, sitting pretty. And like we said, it doesn't show it on here, I think, 'cause, there's still definitely weeks to be played, but we said 8-6. If that's where you finish at, you're in the playoffs. So I'm pretty sure Clint's already in the playoffs and just doing his best to lock up that number one seed so he can claim that extra money for finishing the regular season at number one. So there you go. Congrats again to Clint for winning that big matchup last week. Kind of another thing to note, the winning teams keep winning. And what does that mean? There's a big separation right now, right, in the playoff teams from those that have the winning records to those who don't have the winning records. And for those of you that you're on the bottom trying to get into the playoffs, like, you need those teams above you to start losing. You need some chaos. You need teams at 500 while they're continuing to win right now. So, for example, I won, up to 6-3. Adam won, John won, all the teams there that are sitting behind Clint and Sean in those playoff spots right now continue to win and making it harder and harder for those teams that are not having winning records right now to make the playoffs. So, and then some key wins to note. Will, he's got 3 wins now. Barely won, left a lot of points on his bench. But like the song said, a win's a win. It's all that matters. He won by less than a point there, but doesn't matter. He's up to 3 wins, so there is still a chance if he wins out from here on out. I mean, for sure he should be in then, right? But 1 more loss, 2 more losses, of course, pretty much totally out. So a huge win by Will, and then I also noted on here too a huge win by Josh. So another low-scoring event beat Dez, and only won by 3 points there. But like we just said, a win's a win. All you got to do is beat your opponent for that week. Josh did that, and Josh is up to 3 wins as well. So still a small glimmer of hope of both of those 2 teams maybe making the playoffs. So my predictions, how did I do? So last week I predicted, we'll scroll up here, I said Jay was going to beat Adam. We got that pick right. We said Jeremy was going to beat Will. I mean, it almost happened. It was really darn close, but no, Will ended up, I don't want to say pulled the upset, but ended up getting the win there. We were right with picking John against Jake. Jake's team just didn't show up. We predicted that. We got right. We predicted Josh to beat Dez. We got that one right. Predicted myself over Ian. We got that one right. But the one that we did get wrong, or the second one we got wrong, was the pick between Sean and Clint. I said Sean had the stronger team. We weren't going to pick against him this week, but it went the other way, which is fine. So for my predictions, and I finished at 4-2, which, not too bad at all. So let's look at the rankings. Talk playoff pictures real quick. So we see the teams. We just talked about it, right? The top 6 as of right now are in the playoffs. If you guys are paying attention here, noticing that there's nope. Actually, it fixed itself. It was weird. It's happened a couple of times where it was Adam's team here earlier. When I was looking at it, it wasn't giving him what I think the loss. It was still showing him at 5-3. It did that to Jake a couple of weeks ago, and then it fixed itself and so on. So, but it looks like now it's been corrected, so that's awesome. So, but again, what we're talking about, like, very heavy on top with winning teams. Right now, the top 5 are all sitting at 6-3 or better. In that 6th spot with Adam, 5-4. I mean, he's right now the only one who's given hope to those teams of Will, Ian, Josh, Jeremy. We're sitting at 3-6 going, man, like, we need, we need that number 6 team to lose, get closer to 500 maybe, to give us a chance at maybe 7-7 making the playoffs as well. Yeah, so that's where we're looking at. So there's your top 6. Like we said, Adam sitting in that 6th spot at 5-4, 4 teams at 3-6, and then at the bottom, Dez and Jake sitting at 2-7. Technically not out. but they're out. They would have to have one heck of a final rest of the year win streak. They would both have to win out. They would both have to score a ton of points. I mean, sure, anything's possible in fantasy football. I mean, again, what Sean did last year, barely made the playoffs and then went on a winning streak and won the championship. But Sean also wasn't, if I remember right, he wasn't 12th. He wasn't that far out. He was probably somewhere more, just below 500, and then just ended up winning enough to make it into the playoffs. So, all right, so there you go. There's our rankings, playoff picture, all that good stuff. So let's talk week 10, and let's get into the predictions for this week. So the first one we got here, we've got Clint versus Adam, and I've got this one marked as, because we just talked about it, right? Adam's sitting in that 6th spot. Like, this is a must-win for Adam. He's got to be careful, because if he loses this one, he's 5-5. And let's say a couple of 3-6 teams win, it's going to get close for Adam needing wins to make sure that he stays in the playoff hunt. So I'm picking this week for Adam. I'm giving Adam to win. Thursday games, yeah, Sutton didn't do great. Franklin did okay. Probably a wash, I think, for both of them on there. But I'm going with Adam for the win this week for real no reason other than just parity, I guess. Clint had a big win last week and then comes back with a loss this week, just, for fun. You hate everybody to continue winning like that little win streak that Sean did, and so on. But Adam winning this week. Next, Sean versus Jeremy. The song mentioned it, the brother battle or so on. And this is another, game where I think one of these teams is in a must-win state. Of course, it's not Sean. 7-2, very comfortable right now. But Jeremy, another loss, and it's going to be a challenge for him to make the playoffs. So he needs to go on a win streak. I think that he gets the win this week. Based on what happened on Thursday, no, not really. I mean, yeah, Green, that's nice. Help close the gap a little bit because Sean was definitely projected to have more points than him. But I'm giving the win here to Jeremy this week, mostly because he needs it. He can't afford another loss. And of course, Sean can. And we would love to dedicate next week's song again to Sean losing again. Let's see. Next, Jake, Dez, 2 teams at the very bottom, 2-7. Nobody really cares about this matchup. No offense, guys, but yeah, you're not projected a lot of points, and I don't think you're going to score a lot of points. And you see Dez with only 3.7. You're like, oh, must have been no, it was Brock Bowers. That, yeah, probably is one shining light that could have been like, if he would have had his, 20 points, 25 points that he's capable of. Hey, yeah, he could have scored, but it didn't happen, so it doesn't matter. But I got to pick a winner in between here. We'll just say because Dez already has a player play, 3.7 points, puts him at a disadvantage. I'll give the win this week to Jake. Next, we got Jay versus John. I've got this one marked as my matchup of the week. It's not number 1 versus number 2, but it's, right? It's number 3. Yeah, number 3 versus number 4. So, still pretty good. And it may help that team, if they get that win, who's number 5, maybe move up a spot if they get the win, when one of these 2 teams loses. So, let's see. I've got John winning this week. I know he's projected for a few more points. Jay's already had a player go. Dobbins didn't score a ton. But I know when I scrolled down and I've looked at it, it's just, John's catching him on a good week, a bye week, with Williams out, Chase out, all because of bye week. So sometimes that helps, right? When we're playing our opponent the right week when their good players aren't playing, it definitely helps us to get a win if our players are playing. So we're giving John the win this week in this matchup. Next, Ian versus Will, the battle of the teams that don't want to score any points, that don't want to win, apparently. Because if you look, 7.8 to 3.8, fantastic. Yeah, that was Ian's quarterback, 7.8, and Will's running back, 3.8. That's just brutal. Yeah, and if you actually look at it, they've already dealing with, some players already being called out. And they both have a couple positions right now listed as out. So it's going to be super low scoring, ugly, in a matchup that I don't think anybody wants to win. I mean, yes, they both want to win, but they're not going to show it by the points they put out there. But we got to pick a winner. I think this is going to add to Will's win streak. I'm going to give the win to Will this week here. So, and then moving up, the last one, myself versus Josh. Josh already had a player play. Thursday night, underperformed in Tucker with only 5 points. And I know, too, if we scroll down, kind of the same thing. Dak's on a bye week. CeeDee Lamb's on bye week. So just a perfect week to play Josh when two of his main players have bye weeks. So should give me the easy win this week. I know I've already projected to win by 20-some points. I think that holds true when it's all said and done, and I'll take the win this week. So there you go. So if we're recapping our winners, we've got Adam, Jeremy, Jake, John, Will, and myself. So there you have it. There's our recap of week 9, our predictions for week 10. Now let's get back to hearing about Sean losing once again, shall we? All right, so let's bring on week 10. And as we always say, good luck to everyone but Sean.
Sean lost. Oh, baby, we'll sing it loud. The league's reborn. The crowd's so proud. Clint's our king. Ben's still mean. Jay's the points machine. We'll still fight and John's still lying. Jake's team's crying and just trying. But one truth shines above it all. Sean left and we stand tall. Yeah, week 9's done. And the world just feels a little lighter. Clint's the king. Sean lost. And John, your team still sucks.